The theme of the collection is Forbidden City, and we chose it because the Qing dynasty is actually the most glorious period of decorative arts in Chinese history. Beijing, of course, is a natural location for this shoot, but because we wanted to give a modern flavor to the entire photo shoot and also interpret the meaning of the words Forbidden City in a multifaceted way, we decided to shoot in Beijing in different locations and in a variety of settings.
Shanghai Tang started in Hong Kong, and naturally after 8 years of development we went naturally to Shanghai when Shanghai started opening, but we missed the capital city.
We chose Glenn Luchford because he's renowned for very intimate portraits of women. Not necessarily portraits, but photography of women, and his ability to establish a rapport with the model. Plus his lighting, which is quite somber, even dim, which captures the evocation of forbidden.
We're like, where are we going?
There were many reasons we chose Marianne. First, Marianne has a very strong personality, which the camera cannot help but see. We also wanted a model which would be able to sit well in an incredibly highly charged environment. What we want to portray in this ad campaign is a very modern, confident woman who's completely unafraid of being feminine and strong.
Just like sitting?
Yeah, more. Yeah, just sit on it for a second.
And I think that that's what we want to communicate in the clothing as well, and how we've styled it.
I really like the photographer and the way he works. And the clothing is very luxurious.
I worked with her for Italian Vogue, and then I've tried booking her for a few jobs since, but she's got a very, very, very strong European sort of aesthetic, like amazing cheekbones and very, very shocking blue eyes. There's something very, very strong about the way that she looks.
I feel that one of the defining attributes of the brand is that it has to create a style which has integrity, and meaning that it has to be rooted in the actual culture and history of China.
No, they need to be bigger than that, like 8 inches square, like that.
Everything we're doing is quite unusual. We are pioneering this move of going west with the Chinese culture, which has a lot to say. Now, of course, in terms of architectural aesthetic, Beijing is probably the best place to explore this aspect of China.
Historically, it's kind of all there, and also something that I've seen a lot in movies, so it's something I'm really interested in. I remember seeing The Last Emperor like sort of 15 years ago when it first came out, and really loving it, so it was a very exciting idea to come here and shoot.
Glenn checked all the makeup as it was being applied yesterday because he had something quite specific in his imagination. Sometimes someone will have something they already have an idée fixe in their mind. And then the people working around him, his colleagues, will try to achieve that effect.
For me, they really show what they want to do. This woman that we are shooting could be me. And, you know, I can imagine myself with these clothes.
When somebody comes to Shanghai Tang, they're usually looking for a unique piece of clothing which isn't available anywhere else. And that's another aspect of our brand which I think really sets it apart from other international fashion brands.
I used to shoot a lot of film stuff in the 90s, and so I took a lot of the lighting techniques from that and just applied it to the photography, and it's kind of grown from there and got sort of more and more and more complex, if you like.
Glenn, you got it?
Jack, yeah, I've worked with him for 12 years, so we've sort of learned it together, really. So it allows me to be able to sit behind the camera and he can maneuver about, and I can just sort of shout the odd thing out to him and stuff like that. But yeah, it works very, very well between the two of us.
Our mission, Shanghai Tang, is to be this representative, this modern filter of 5,000 years of Chinese history. And of course, since we're covering all the aspects of the Chinese culture, anybody wanting to get inspired from China will more or less get inspired by Shanghai Tang.